Today at Eppy's Chop Shop, we're getting circumcised. Hi, do you like cars? Yeah, I like cars. How about you? I absolutely love cars. Paul Walker is my hero. What'd I say? What up, guys? And welcome back to the Chop Shop. And as you can see, I finally have Sandy's rear end set up and ready to be worked on. And we're going to be getting at is getting to this mini spool. I'm still going to have to get some brake stuff ordered, but I do have my my wheel cylinders, so we can get everything disassembled. I forget which way is open. There we go. And I'm just factory replacement, nothing crazy. Same thing will be with the brakes. Just, in all honesty, I don't even want to pull these apart, but I kind of have to pull those apart to replace those. If I'm going to pull it apart, I'm at very least going to replace the springs and washers and stuff in there. But I'm going to get this cover off. I'm going to reuse this distribution block here, and I'm going to try to remove the whole line in one piece and set it aside. Because my intentions are to kind of use that as a blueprint, or just to give me an idea of how I want to run it. I want to run it nicer than this, and then you can kind of look at how kind of riggedy the lines are. I want it to look better than that when it goes back on, but I need to get these shock braces or shock brackets cut off both sides, because I'm not reusing them. For that matter, the shocks are actually going to come off the back of the axle instead of the front of the axle. Boom! Here we go, guys. So like I said, I got them shock tabs cut off both sides, and I got the cover off and pretty much drained. And what you can see now are little spider gears in here. And what a lot of people will do is they'll just clean this up real nice, and they'll just weld all these together, which is, whatever. But you can see it's all just spins freely up in here, and you can see it's not even trying to spin this yoke up here. But real unimpressive. And again, I'm not swapping up the gear ratio or anything, but what we're gonna do is we're gonna knock these 4 bolts out of the way, get these caps out, and then there is a pin right here. Goes through. And right there's the hole on the other side. We'll get that pin out. Let this pin come out. Get these caps off. And I do believe this is I think it's a C-clip rear end. I'm not 100% sure. And I believe in which case, once that stuff's out, these caps are off, I think you push this axle inwards, and that will reveal a clip that'll allow you to slide this axle back out and get all this stuff. Don't hold me true to that. Again, I've actually not done this before, so let's see what happens. Just a quick little side note. I had mentioned that I thought these were a C-clip axle. They are not. They are a retainer plate axle. So, come through here. There's a little peephole right here. And it's come around. There's another one. There's another one. There's another one. Remove those. In theory, this axle will come out then. May have to resort to some force. I do believe they even make a slide hammer tool for these, but we'll see. Other than that, I'm just doing what I already told you I was gonna do. So stay tuned. Alright guys, so like I just told you, this turned out to be a backing plate axle, not a C-clip axle. I haven't fought with this one yet, but the other side is kind of stuck in place. There's a bearing nose right in here. And it was just kind of holding it in there securely. I didn't want to skip over this because a lot of, little things like this deter people this cost me 80 bucks to rent or to release, I will get every dollar of that back, assuming I don't break it. So, this is more set up for a Chevy lug pattern. I would like to use these two holes in this one, but it doesn't line up right. I'm able to just grab two of them. I got it center. I just did that last time. So, and I'm just using the lugs from just the chrome lugs that I had on it, just to secure this in place. It's not completely centered, but it works just fine last time. So. Tighten these bad boys down. Pardon my sucky air gun here, and this is just a slide hammer with an attachment. So, literally just gonna give this a couple good whacks here, and the other one came right out. We'll see if this one does the same. Boom! Might not even needed that. Look at that. That was way more easy than the last one. Hell yeah! So we can take this tool back, get her 80 bucks back, and continue this teardown. Don't little things like this deter you. I had to cough up 80 bucks, but I get it back. Or I can keep this tool. You probably can't buy this tool for 80 bucks. Okay. So, I was a bit curious of how I was going to get the actual kind of pumpkin out. I've seen a couple guys kind of struggle with that. They couldn't get locked in place. I literally just stuck a tire iron in there, lodged it real good, and then I just literally stepped forward on this thing and bagow. So screw all your fancy tools, just wedge something in it and stand on it. That's how you make that happen. Boom. Moving forward. So we got the center section out, and there is a little trick. This is actually pressed on from the factory, and basically all I did is, in the previous video where I told you to heat up the outer edge of an object instead of the center, this is exactly what I'm talking about. I just took a torch to just that ring, and with a few taps, I took it right off. Now when I put that back on, I'll probably put that dude in the oven and bring it to a nice warm temp, and it'll just slide right on. But here's a little center section, no ring on it, and the ring is actually all that was stopping this pin from coming out. Alright, now we can knock this little bugger out, and what we're going after is just that little pin I talked about earlier. They had that little cotter in there, and now, of course, now it's going to move easy for me. Now it'll actually come out. Slowly. These flathead valves here. There she is. Okay. So here's our factory retainer pin that we're not going to reuse. The mini spool requires its own. And then, I do believe these gears just magically fall apart. So here's our outer set. And I had shims. I don't know why I keep not wearing gloves. Of course, go figure. I go to grab some gloves, and this thing just continues to disassemble itself without me. Because I was just coming in here for this next set, but it fell out for me. So you can see this is where our actual shaft slides through, and this guy should do the same. Bink. So all that work is so that we can replace just these couple little components here with these couple components here. And I can knock this up by hand much easier than I can that other one. This basically is that center section that was the shaft with the 2 gears. This would make an attempt at putting the power down to whichever axle, side of the axle had the most traction. More often than not, leading in a 1-tire fire. This is going to permanently lock both axles and go in, I mean, just the reverse of what I just showed you. So, see? Just hit it with some degreaser and the hose. That's it. Other than that, I'm going to freestyle putting this guy back together here. There you have it. We got a mini spool. We got a locked rear end. Other than that, there is nothing else to show you with this. You know, like I said, I'm going to take the ring here and I'm going to toss it in the oven after it's clean. When it's hot, it'll just want to slide right down over this anyways, and it damn near does it anyways. But you don't want to see that little gap. You don't want to force that. That is a heat press. You want to get this thing warm. So don't do it. Do it the right way. But when we jump forward, probably have this thing back together. Maybe, I don't know. Found a couple seals that are gone that I need to order. So we'll see. Okay. So we're pumping the brakes on the reassembly of the rear end, at least in a completed form. I'm going to leave it, again, like I just said, disassembled. Reason being is my Queen City Fab stuff just came in. So I've got my, what will be my shock towers or shock brackets. I have my gussets for my crossbars. And I have my frame boxes. So that's going to allow me, obviously, to finish boxing my frame so I can complete paint everything. And while the rear end is empty and light, put my other leaf spring in, mock up my rear end, and I'll be able to pull some measurements to know where my shocks are going to go-ish, and also pull some measurements to know my shock length. Also, and I'm not going to do it right now, but it will be easier when the truck is sitting level. I can set my pinion angle. So there's a plethora of things that I need to do that are going to be easier to do with a rear end that's lighter. I'll probably just slide the axles back in this thing and put it up under there. But I think what I'm going to go ahead and do, like I said, we're jumping off the mini spool there, and we're going to start getting these burned in. Probably going to run a welding wire when I do it, like I always do. But let's quit jibber jabbering, and I'm just going to start burning this in, sling some paint, and check it out. Boom. Alright guys, so we're obviously not welded in yet, but I went through and I had a few trimming, a little bit of trim to do. You know, if you go back to the previous video when I made these, I left myself some wiggle room, and I'm glad that I did, because even though these frame rails are supposed to be identical, there's a little more wiggle room on this side that actually I would like. but it's an identical piece to this side, and all of this was completely welded before I ever cut my frame or anything. So they're just, it's not a big deal. I mean, it's gonna be fine, but I'm honestly not gonna bore you with another music montage. I know some of you probably don't think that's boring. Reason being, I got a lot of welding to do, and I record off my phone. I've not been in the garage for a couple weeks, like steadily. I'm trying to bang some music, have a beer, and just have a good time and enjoy this. I normally don't do that. I normally try to record everything that I do, but we will jump on. I don't know that I have enough welding wire to get this all done, but I am gonna try to at least get everything in place. So when we come back, we'll be somewhere around that ballpark of being done. Guys, check it. Actually seeing the way the truck will sit for the first time. I said I did some, I'm gonna be honest. I went through and ground down and redid like almost every weld on this thing. My skills got better. I also discovered there's a big difference in going out and buying a name brand wire and the Harbor Freight wire. That is my one complaint about Harbor Freight stuff. The tools are awesome. They're disposables like sandpapers, drill bits, even welding wire. Not so much. But I didn't even like grind these down. I'm gonna be honest. I'm just gonna leave them. But they are of a much better quality than what they were before. And so I got my gussets up on her. And the rear end is mocked up. It's just empty and dripping, of course. Not even any splines in it, or axles. But what that is allowing me to do is I just got a couple of these Queen City tabs attached to its original shock. I have it zip tied, as you can see, to 16 inches center to center. That was what I was hoping I was going to get away with. It might be a bit far-fetched. You can get shorter shocks. I think maybe I'm going to try to go with like a 13 inch. I think it'll work a lot better for me. But let's see if I can camera and do this at the same time. Probably not. Maybe. So what we're going for is, yeah, there we go. Can I get me in here too? Here we go. Shock's probably gonna sit. That's a bit of an extreme angle. I'd like to straighten it up a little bit, and not opposed to maybe having to order the heavier duty or longer lower brackets, but I think with a shorter shock I can probably make it happen. But man, this is exciting. I wish the bed wasn't so heavy. I just throw it on here so I could see. That's where she's gonna sit. The frame's gonna be a little bit lower because obviously the weight of the bed. But man, this is where she's sitting. We got room for days. And see, I painted everything, but I didn't do the center bars obviously because I have to weld and do all that jazz. But previously, this frame would literally like twerk. It was so flimsy, and I can stand just on this corner. And the only spot where it's moving is up in the cab area. This stuff, it might be ugly, but it's cool and strong. Criticize my welds all you want. They're much better than they were before. Significantly more strong, and that's what matters. I don't really give a shit about pretty. I'm not trying to lay like perfect dime pieces or dimes, whatever. I would if I could. I can't. But you see what I'm working with. Next, guys, like I said, I'm probably gonna do some more finagling with that shock so I can get some actually ordered and get these brackets welded in place. At which point in time I can just paint that and it's done. I can go through and probably put the bed on this thing one last time so it's sitting with its weight on it, so I can get my pinion angle. In all actuality, I'll probably have to wait till I drop the front so it's sitting how it's gonna sit. Relevant. So yeah, I got lots and lots of stuff to do. Obviously, I have to still clean up this rear end. I have to clean the rest of the frame and paint it. We got floorboards to replace. I got to get my DJM drop beams and drop springs ordered. It's going to be a 6-inch drop on the front. Should leave her sitting real nice all the way around. Shiza, I think that might be it for this episode. I apologize for starting out with the mini spool. Again. Mini spool? Mini spool? 2-time burnouts? Donuts? I'm pretty excited about that. I am genuinely excited to rip on this thing and just smack that Hurst shifter forward and grab second gear with a locked diff, an engine with twice the horsepower, nice exhaust, beefy suspension. I'm running 3-way adjustable shocks in the rear end of this thing, so I'll actually be able to click them down and just cruise, click them up when I need a little bit of extra support in the rear. Man, guys, I'm probably gonna have to end this episode because it's been raining all week and it looks like it's gonna rain on us again. But oh, how cool! Hell yeah! Hell yeah! And I hope this inspires you guys to go do something, because I don't have a whole bunch of money, nor do I have a whole bunch of skills and abilities. I know a lot of oddball stuff. I know enough to either accomplish things or get myself in trouble. That's about where I stand as a welder, fabricator, automotive tech. And look how cool that is. That's way cooler than all these fucking dudes with imports just bolting fucking direct CNC machine fancy pants parts on. I'm over here making stuff in my garage myself like an American. Oh, Jesus. Anyway, I think, like I said, that's going to be it for this episode. Thanks for tuning in. I just hit 200 subscribers last night, and I cannot express how stoked I am. New merchandise, hats, hoodie and stuff coming out. I still owe Doug, if you're watching. I got to get you hooked up from, God, I think 100 subscribers ago. I really feel like crap, but I got to get that done for you. Thank you guys so much. 200 are so cool. I know it's small in comparative to all the other channels, but for me and my garage, bringing old rusty stuff back to life and cheap tools, it's cool. It's cool. Thank you. Hoping everyone is having a fantastic week, day. Deuce.